Welcome to segment 2 of the Spring Sports Banquet. Last night we had baseball and softball, and tonight, of course, we have track and golf. We just have too many spring athletes, which is a good problem to have, to try to do it all in one night. It would be a really long night as well, but even if we did that, we couldn't fit everybody in here in the cafeteria. So we split that up, and this is day 2. And I'm excited to be here to celebrate both our individual accomplishments of our kids and also our team accomplishments. We'll start the evening by eating, which is everybody's favorite, well, not everybody, some people's favorite part. But before we do that, we're going to have the tonight's invocation, which is going to be delivered to us by Senior Abby Moore.
Dear God, I would like to thank you for bringing all of these outstanding athletes here tonight. Through your power and grace, these individuals have been able to persevere through hardships, injuries, and any other obstacles that a challenging sports season may bring. Tonight we are here to honor athletes and coaches for their achievements and all of the greatness that is yet to come. We achieve this glory through your name, and I ask that you bless this food before us. In the Lord's name, amen.
Amen.
Thank you, Eddie. Very good job. All right, so like I said, we're going to eat first, and this is the portion where I make instant friends and instant enemies at the same time. So after the head table goes up to eat, this was randomly drawn by somebody. I won't tell you who because they fear for their safety. This was randomly drawn by somebody, but table 2 will go first. Table 4 will go second. Followed by 3, and I'm sorry, table 1, it was not me. All right, 2, 4, 3, 1. Head table, head on up. We will go ahead and get started. Like I said, if you haven't already, please turn phones on silent. Hope everybody is cool and happy. Because it's time to sit back and recall all of our successes that we had this spring with our track and golf programs. And there have been quite a few, and still a few left to come for our track program. So it's been a great spring, not just for our track and golf programs, but also for softball and baseball. A lot of successes. For members of the teams, lots of highs and lows. Cheers and tears, and that's sports. That's what makes us stronger people. That's what makes us learn life lessons, is not only the successes that you have, but also the failures that come along with sports. I'm going to introduce our coaches. We're actually going to start with girls track this evening, followed by golf and then boys track. I'm going to introduce our coaches before we get to that, but even before we do the introduction of coaches, I want to take just a second to recognize our cooks, Jordan Mueller and Sandy Skaggs, who are both probably in the back doing dishes right now, but they worked really hard to prepare this meal this evening, and we are very thankful for their time and their efforts. So nice round of applause for them. And one more thank you to our boosters who were here early, helping out in the lobby as you came in, and also getting drinks ready, and then all the other things that they do throughout the course of the year, getting concessions ready before contests, doing meetings a few times a year, picking scholarship winners from the All Sports Boosters, just a number of things that they do, and they do it all on a volunteer basis with no compensation, just out of the goodness of their heart. And we have 5 booster officers. They are Deanne Squires, Rob Coleman, Christy Fleeman, Andrea Fritsch, and Laura Hunter. So nice round of applause for them. Okay, so starting on the left side of the table, which tonight is the golf side of the table. You'll see they'll be the ones doing golf clapping tonight. To my far left is a volunteer coach for us. We greatly appreciate her volunteering her time for our golf program, a former golfer of ours, and that is Megan Selby. I want to call you Laura, but that's not her. I'm at that age where I start calling people by their parents and older brothers and sisters names and stuff. To her right is she's our head girls golf coach, but during the spring, she keeps Ryan straight, Coach Mueller straight. She's one of our assistants in the spring, and that is Rachel McDaniel. And then our head girls coach, to her right, is Ryan Mueller. And then over to the track side, we've got to my immediate right here, assistant girls coach and also our head cross-country coach, and that is Sierra Boyd. To her right is our head girls coach, Ty Hook. Another one that I always have to think, don't call her Schwinn, that's what she was in high school. To her right is our head boys coach, and that is Corey Shane. And his assistant, our assistant boys coach, Mr. Chris Thompson. All right, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to our girls track coaches to talk about their fantastic season.
Okay, I cry, fair warning, every year. I tell myself I'm not going to do it. And today I told Corey I wasn't going to do it, and he told me I was lying, and he's right. So, I'm going to do a few thank yous, and I will most likely cry, so you just got to bear with me, okay? So, we want to thank Dr. Boyd, obviously. If we didn't have him, we could not put on home meets. Dr. Nix, our bus drivers, our managers who literally keep us held together. Anybody who helps us run home meets, that could be Tracy Etherton when she makes our food for us. Anybody who worked in the concession stand for us. Our tried and trues that come, Aaron Stoll and Bum Stoll, Tom Kine, Skylar Ogden. There's a lot that goes into running a home meet. So they come and they stick with us. And then this is where I'm gonna cry, so I'm sorry. Especially a big thank you to all of you parents. You guys show up all the time, and you're the biggest supporters of us and these kids, and most of all, I just want to thank you for sharing them with us. They're really great, and these end of the year banquets were really hard for me. You know, over the course of the year, and for some of you it's been years, you know, that we spend a lot of time together, and, you know, we get to form these little families, and we get to have our own inside jokes, and superstitions, and new traditions, and it's very nice that we get to do that, and you guys share them with us, because through, like Nick had said just earlier, like there's lots of tears and lots of laughter, you know, disappointments and celebrations and complaining, and many other ups and downs that come along the way. I see you laughing back there. And they've figured out their own unique little ways to worm their way into each and every one of our hearts, and they stay there long after they leave us. So we just hope that once they leave us that they know that we're always here to support you and to cheer you on, and that you always have a safe place to come back home to if you need it. Which they know that, because I tell them I love them all the time, and they know this, and they're like, oh, God. Okay, I'm done, I promise. Thank you. Parents, seriously, thank you. Okay. Hang on. Yo! I'm done with that. So, one of the new traditions that we started this year was our unified track meet. And I wanted to highlight this because it's super special, and all of our track kids got to be a part of it. A lot of other school groups got to be a part of it as well. We invited all the area NAAA schools to bring their Special Olympics track teams to our school to put on a track meet for the day. We had our entire track team ran off all of the events. They did running events, They threw softball, they threw a turbo jab, they threw a shot, a disc, they long jumped. And it was super special to watch not only our kids put on meet for one, but to watch them encourage these kids and run with them and jump with them. And like if you could have seen it, I mean, the kids would jump and there was a whole cheering section right next to them. And so it was just a very special thing that we're going to continue for many years to come. And we really liked it, right? It was a good day. Yeah. Okay, so before I call the girls up here, I just want to highlight a few little things here. Our JV team got second at conference this year, and then we were second at varsity conference. We won districts and we won sectionals. We're leading for state tomorrow, and we're hoping to bring back some hardware from there as well. So, all right. So first I have Hannah Ahrens. Hannah ran sprints for us, she jumped for us, she did pretty much anything I would ask her to do. Then we have JC Beckerman. JC threw for us. Then we have Sarah Bone. Sarah also threw for us. Always told me she wants to run for me, but she never comes to visit me. That's right. Then we have Riley Deck. Scarlett Johns. Scarlett also threw for us this year. And then we have Andrea and Martha. They're foreign exchange students. I don't know if they're here. They left. Oh, they left today. All right, Andrea and Martha. And then we have Elena Schmiel. And then our managers, we have Stella Cox. And Charo, she was a foreign exchange student as well. I think she also left. And then Sophia Huck. Truly, Sophia keeps my life together. I mean, honestly, would not know what to do if we didn't have her. She is one of the best managers I've ever had. Emma Kohler. And then Carly Bosler. Kylie Carlson. Kayla Clement. So it's going to take me a second to talk about Kayla. So she runs for us, and she broke school record this year in 400 multiple times. And then she qualified, she was the, hang on, let me find it. She was all conference in the 400, the mile, the 800, the 4x8, the 4x4, and the triple jump. She was a sectional qualifier in the 4x8, the 400, the 800, and the 4x4. She is also a state qualifier in the 4x8, the 400, the 800, and the 4x4. Sophia Fritsch. Sophia is our resident 2-miler. I've never seen someone love the 2-mile as much as Sophia does, but she does, and she does it willingly. Alyssa Grass. Alyssa throws the javelin for us, and she is all conference in the javelin. She was a sectional qualifier and a state qualifier in the javelin. Sadie Preminger. Sadie is all conference in the 4x8 and the 4x4. She is also a sectional qualifier in the 4x8, the mile, and the 4x4, and she's going to state in the 4x8 and the 4x4. And also, she's staring at me like that because it's her birthday, and I said we were going to sing to her. So we're going to sing to her. You guys ready? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Sadie. Happy birthday to you. Kayla Harmon. Kayla is our lone high jumper. She also runs on quite a few of our sprint relays, and she does the 300 hurdles for us. Etta Heller. Etta throws the shot for us, occasionally the javelin, and on once, maybe, she ran a 200, right? She ran a 200 once? A 150, sorry. Mackenzie Hogemiller. Mackenzie threw the shot for us this year. She threw 9.5 meters, was her best. Kaden Huck. Kaden is our resident hurler. She also does some of the sprints. She throws the jab. She was all conference in the jab and the 4x4, qualified for sectionals in the 100 hurdles, the 300 hurdles, the 4x4, and is going to state in the 100 hurdles, the 300 hurdles, and the 4x4. Savannah Germany. Savannah is my 200 sprinter who I talked into being a 100 sprinter, and then she liked both of them. So we are very glad that she came out with us this year. Jameson Camper. Jameson's a thrower, and then she comes and does a triple jump for me when I ask her to, because that's just the kind of kid she is. When we need to get some points, she is more than willing to do that. Lana Camper. Lana throws the disc. She threw 27.08 meters. She's also always the first to show up and the last to leave. All the time. Olivia Clump. Olivia sprints for us, runs the 4 when I beg her to, and she comes and she's Caden's buddy for state. Dakota Meadows. Dakota was a mid-distance, and then she had to come visit me this year at sprints, and I am very happy that she came to me. Brianna Mitchell. Brianna does a lot of our sprint relays, and she pole vaults for us. Abby Moore. This one's going to take me a second too. So Abby is all conference in the 400, the mile, the 800, the 4x8, and the 4x4. She qualified for sectionals in the 4x8, the mile, the 800, and the 4x4. She's going to state in the 4x8, the mile, the 800, and the 4x4. Her best time this year in the mile so far has been 5:31. She ran 61 in the 400 and ran a 2:20 in the 800. Maggie Miracle. Maggie throws the disc for us. Her PR was a 31.89. Actually though, Maggie, when I looked you up, I totally forgot that you tried jab and threw the shot once. Yeah. Taylor Plum. Taylor is a sprinter for us, and she truly just does whatever I ask of her. Sky here, I'm not even going to attempt to say Sky's real name, they're both this long, so she's another one of our foreign exchange students now. Lexi Warren. Lexi sprints for us, she's on a lot of our relays, and then literally one day before a track meet, I was like, hey Lexi, let's try the triple jump today. And she was like, okay. And then she got second in the next meet. So I'm feeling like that's probably her event. So she really took that on, and I'm pretty proud of her for that. Kristen Witu. Aiden Yoakum. Aylin runs distance for us. She did run 400 for me at district stuff. And then Holland Zangaro. Holland was all conference in the 4x8, the 4x4, and the 2 mile. She qualified for sectionals in the 4x8, the 2 mile, and the 4x4, and she's going to state in the 4x8 and the 2 miles. Did I forget anybody? Okay, good. All right, now for our awards. So our first award, I think I have to get Sierra a second. Good? Okay. Is our outstanding distance runner. This girl finally came home to us this year. And she is a great leader, not only for our distance crew, but for our team as a whole. She came to practice every single day ready to work, and she always encouraged the other girls to do the same. She does what's needed for the team, even if she doesn't want to, like taking on the mile. And she's going to state in 4 events, and we are greatly going to miss her next year. Abby Moore. Our next award is the Outstanding Sprinter Hurdler. This one takes on any challenge that's presented to her and attacks it. She is an extremely hard worker, and she oftentimes has to be told to stop it and sit down and rest. She frequently has to work on her own, but she does get a buddy every now and then. She dropped 3 seconds in the 100 hurdles this year, 8 seconds in the 300 hurdles, and she starts on 4x14. She's going to state in 3 events, and we're pretty excited to have her for 3 more years. Kate. Our next one is the Outstanding Relay Runner. This girl, I know I keep saying they do what's ever asked of them, but most of my girls do, and this one truly does. This year she learned how to come out of blocks, strictly because I asked her to, and the team needed her to. She took on the mile as well this year, and she takes on anything that we ask of her and excels at it. She helped her 4x8 and her 4x14 become district and sectional champions, as well as qualify for the state meet. And we get 3 more years with her as well. Sadie Grimminger. The next one is our Hustle Award, our 110% award. She is going to know the second that I say it. Shows up first, and she's the last to leave. She never hesitates to volunteer to help her team, even if it's cleaning up after a meet, after everybody's gone. She's always willing to work, consistently gives her all, and more. She worked hard, and it really paid off for her. She qualified for sectionals in the discus, and you will always hear her cheering for her team the loudest and the most, and we are greatly going to miss her. Lana Kemper. Our next is the Outstanding Field Event Athlete. She has been the leader of our throwers for a long time, and they've relied on her for a few years now, I think. Her humor and her dedication is something that I admire the most about her. She improved her throws consistently every year. She has a PR of 11.02 meters in the shot put, which is third on our all-time list. You didn't beat me. And she dabbled a little bit in the javelin, and if you saw that this year, I wish you did. And we will really miss her next year, but hopefully we get to see her throwing at Heller. Our last award is the Outstanding Track Athlete. This girl is consistently in the top 3 in every event that she competed in this year. She was a varsity champion in the 400, where she broke the school record for the first time, and in the 4x4 relay. She was a district champ in the 400, in the 4x8, and the 4x4. Sectional champ in the 400, the 4x8, and the 4x4. She qualified for all 4 events for the state meet, and then set a new school record, like I said, multiple times this year, in the 400 with a 59.18. And she has many more great things to come in the next 3 years. Kayla Clement. As we, who's that? Oh, that's because she's on the next page. Most improved. Without a doubt, this girl works hard, tries and consistently perfects her technique. She tried something new this year that she had never done before. Found out she liked it, figured out she was pretty good at it. She started the season off throwing the javelin 24 meters, and then at districts threw it 36.5 meters. So she had a 12.5 meter increase just from the first meet of the season. She qualified for the state meet in the javelin, and we're pretty excited to have her back for 2 years. Alyssa Grass. And that's pretty much all I have before everybody send them back, though. We're leaving for the state meet tomorrow, so send us all your well wishes and thoughts along our way. Thank you.
Great job, girls track, a tremendous season that is still, we still don't know the ending, so we will know after this weekend. Coming off of a state championship last year, and I have a pretty good feeling that the girls are going to, if they don't win it, I have a pretty good feeling that they're going to be in the running for that, which is very impressive. There's a lot of Class 3 schools in the state for track. I think there's over 60, and I have a feeling that we're going to be in the top 5 for sure. So hopefully that's the case. Hopefully we have a great couple of days over in Jefferson. Next up is golf, and I believe Coach Mueller's going to do all the talking this time. All right, yeah. All right, so Coach Mueller, you're up. Let's do some boys golf.
Good afternoon or good evening. For those who know me, know I like to talk a lot. When I'm in a big crowd, I kind of get nervous for some reason. I don't know why. First off, I'd like to do thank yous. I'd like to thank just the district, the opportunity to represent our team. Dr. Nix, the athletic department. Our schedule is always jam-packed, and he is a godsend when it comes to creating our schedules and working with the golf course to get us lined up with them. The faculty and staff, golf is out an insane amount of time. We miss a lot of school, so thank you to the teachers and the staff for working with our students. Chad Shilley at the golf course, they let us use their facilities to host our own tournaments and golf camps in the summer. They bend over backwards for us, which is awesome. The sports boosters for providing the meal, and then Jordan and Sandy for cooking that. Community Center, Brad Allman, Brian Geck, to allow us to store our net systems there and working for indoor practice sessions. Greg Allen and Nathan at KTJJ and J98, Daily Journal. Mike Boyd at the Herald, and then Megan Selby is my volunteer assistant, as Dr. Nick said earlier. She helps out at practices a lot, volunteers her time. She takes some pictures for our team, and they are fantastic pictures, and she gives them to the parents, which is awesome. I always plan to take pictures of them, and then by the time I start coaching and getting distracted, she's always got my back. Coach McDaniel, for keeping my head on straight. I think I call her 17 times a day. It's the same for girl season. We talk a lot. My wife just accepted her as my second wife, so. And then thanks to my wife as well for putting up late nights. We have a newborn at home. So going through golf season with a newborn was a totally different scenario for me. I was not prepared for. And I know Time talks about parents, but our parents are awesome. I love going to our tournaments and matches. And there's a rule in golf that parents have to stay on the cart path, and our parents pretty much tell the other parents what they're doing wrong. I never have an issue with our parents. They are by far the most dedicated I've seen. I think they show up to everything for our kids, and I thank you guys very much for everything you've done for me, Coach Shelby, Coach McDaniel, so thank you. I didn't cry, I couldn't build that up. And I just want to thank the players themselves. Thank you for having an awesome season. You guys have done awesome this year. You make my job easy. Everyone says congrats to me, but it goes out to you guys because you guys are swinging the clubs. So thank you guys for being awesome. So I'll start out with JV season. Some highlights: we placed third place as a team at the Windsor tournament. Fifth place overall was Dallin and Thomas Elder. They took at that tournament. And then third place was Braden Hook and Aiden Roth. They took at that tournament. So that was individuals. Then I'm just going to talk a little bit about each player as I go through. Our first one is freshman Aiden Roth. Aiden Roth came out and impressed me with his drive and ambition this year. Being only a freshman, he came out and putting out some good rounds. Aiden took first place at the JV home match against Windsor and St. Pius at a score of 53. His best score of the season was a 50 at Perryville. Aiden's best part of his game this year was his driver. He has seen great success with his game, and I hope he plays a lot of golf this summer and improves further. Quick story I just thought of. He was at a hole at the Perryville tournament. He duffed it off the tee box. And I was like, that's fine, I'm just going to make a par from here. He's like, do you see where I drive? I can't make that par. And he takes a 7-iron and slaps it about, 10 feet from the hole, and you chip it or putt it in for par. So he did pretty good at that tournament. So Aiden Roth. Next one is Liam Smalling. I don't think Liam showed up today. He's a freshman. I'll talk about him a little bit. He came out and tried his hardest. Even after JV season was over, and there was no mandatory practice for golfers who didn't make the cut to go to district and state, he showed up and continued to work. He went and got a golf membership. He's been practicing a lot. So I'm really excited to have him on the team in the future. Next, I have Aiden Isabai, sophomore. Aiden has improved tremendously from last year to this year. Aiden has a personality and is always willing to help others on the course. The thing I'll always remember about this past season is when we were shuttling kids after a match, he bust out an accordion on the way back. I told him he'd never bring that to a match again. Squeeze box, sorry. During the last few weeks of golf, he started to see the best golf he had to date. He went from shooting 73 to a 63, so a 10-stroke improvement. He was a joy to have, and I can't wait to see him again next year. Zachary Henderson, sophomore. Zach is extremely enthusiastic. His best round was a 68 at home, and he had better than his previous season. He was a joy to have on the team and always positive during his rounds. Hawthorne Jokers. He also did an excellent job this season, getting his low of 68 with an average of 73. So he beat his average by 5 strokes. He was able to make some great strides this season. Brandon Meyer, sophomore. Brandon also showed a lot of improvement this year. He started to grow into his golf swing. He's taken several strategies coaches and I used with him, and it's really improved his game. And then Landon Rotler. Landon came to the team brand new this year. He's improved since coming. Landon has a great natural swing. Through the year, he's been growing into that swing, and I think he'll make a lot of milestones next year. My next one, sorry, I got it all out of whack here. Braden Hook. Braden has been putting a lot of work in this off season. He continues to put the effort on the golf course. Braden has one of the best attitudes on the golf course, no matter the outcome. Braden has always had good composure and sportsmanship, and trust me, he definitely needed that this past year. He knows what I'm talking about on a certain tournament. I said he had great sportsmanship. Do you know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Okay. I think his parents do too. Braden's best match score this year was a 49 at Perryville. I'm excited to see Braden's senior year because I think he'll make the most out of it and come and impress a lot of people next year. So we're excited for Braden. Carter Burr, or Solar. Carter's best match this season was our home opener with a 45. Carter's 9-hole average was a 51, his 18 was a 104. Carter had a never-quit attitude, and he always had fun on the golf course. Carter battled all year long for the 5th overall spot. 5th and 6th spot this year was extremely tight with close averages. Carter showed grit and fought for everything. He ended up losing that 5th spot, but he had great effort, and I hope to see him grow in the game of golf over summer and come back to fight for spots for the top 5 next season. So thank you, Carter. Jaden Reinhardt, Jr. Jaden ended up being a state qualifier this year. He had his best season to date. Jaden had a season average of a 49 and ended up making the state tournament. At districts, it came down to the wire with him playing against another golfer from another team. We were battling for second place. I went inside to peek at the scores before that, and that's when I found out it was down to 2 teams to make that spot, and he was with that other golfer on the course. I went up to Jaden, kind of in a calm attitude, just asked to see his scorecard. He gave it to me, and I kind of sat there, and he's like, "Why?" I'm like, "Don't worry about it, I'm just looking." I know what he needed to finish. He needed to get at least a par and a bogey for us to take that spot. And he ended up getting a par and bogey on those last 2 to beat the other team. We took him by 4 strokes, so we had him. But that score put us in the second place as a team. So, Jaden Reinhardt. Next is junior Gavin Hook. Gavin Hook was also a state qualifier. Gavin had an outstanding year, leading the team averages for 18 and 9 holes. His 9-hole average was a 43, and his 18-hole average was an 86. Gavin was able to shoot even par against North County and took first place overall against a rival he'll be playing neck and neck with for next year. Gavin got hot at the right time of the season. He had a slower start than he wanted to, but at the conference tournament, he came to play, shot a 76, just 4 over par to put him the runner-up. He was also tied runner-up at districts with an 86 to qualify for the state tournament. At state, Gavin didn't have the round he hoped for on day 1, shooting an 81, while knowing he left many strokes on the course, but he set his goal on day 2 to be in the top 20. Gavin ended up fighting back and shooting 75 on day 2. This placed him in a tie for 22nd place out of 80 golfers, just missing 15th place, which would have been all state, by 2 strokes. Gavin will look to come back even stronger next year as a senior. My senior. Then we're going to start with seniors. I have Thomas Elder. Or I like to call him Tom Sauce. I still don't know why I call him that. Thomas has been a member of the golf program for all 4 years. He has fought tooth and nail to get where he is at today. Thomas stays after practice to work on his game. He keeps the spirit of the game and the integrity of the game alive. Thomas's best round this year was a 56, which was a 14-stroke improvement. Thomas has been an absolute joy to have on the team these past 4 years. Thomas Elder. Senior Dallin Roth. Dallin also has been a 4-year golf on the golf team. He's grown immensely through the game of golf. He's improved his average and ended up first place in the JV match with a score of 52 at our home match against Perigal and St. Vincent. One thing I'll remember Dallin by, he told me, and I'll use this all the time now, sometimes you just have to tell us our shots suck. I'm overly nice sometimes, and I tell the kids if it's a bad shot, I'm like, all right, we're going to recover from here. And he's like, no, you just need to tell me that sucked and play better. Okay? So that's down wrong. Next I have senior Cole Roman. We like to call him Ladies Man, Nicola Rooney. Cole's had his best season to date as well. From going last year, not playing a single varsity match, to coming this year and playing varsity every single time. He has done an excellent job. His season average was a 49. His 18-hole average was a 103. Cole had to battle his own head games at times, but once he focused, Cole had beautiful shots. I recall one day that I came up to Cole. Normally when I come up to him, he would be in a serious mood most of the time, but this time was different. I think some of these boys know what I'm going to talk about. Cole was grinning ear to ear, and I asked why the change in attitude, and he figured it out. He was playing with a cute girl. I told him to focus on golf, and I ended up leading him for a few holes. I come back later, let's come back later, they were walking down the fairway together. Long story short, this was Cole's best round of the season, and even ended up getting her Snapchat. On a more serious note, Cole just missed going to state by 4 strokes. It was tough to see him work so hard and just miss state. He handled it extremely well, and he supported his team, and I am extremely proud of Cole and hope he continues the game of golf beyond graduation. So thank you, Cole. Next I have Kellen Hogemiller. Or we like to call him Kellen Bellin, Kel Bell, Squishy, Big Squishy, K-Dog, K-Slicer, K-Money. Take your over. Can you say somebody that found his driver this year? Kellen came out of nowhere this year with that driver. He put a lot of work in over the summer to get where he is today. At times, us coaches had to speak with Brenda, his putter, or Callaway Carl, his wedge. But Kellen's lowest score this year was a 45 with an average of 49 and a 9-hole average of 96 on 18 holes. Watching Kellen this year has been a blast. Kellen's always in control of his game and never got down on himself during a round. Kellen fought for every stroke in every single match and tournament. If he got a triple bogey, it wasn't uncommon for him to come back with a par. Kellen was able to make a state tournament as well this year. He didn't have the round he won at state, but as I said above, he fought for everything, and I know it is an experience he won't forget. He ended his day 2 with a great 10-foot putt. So thank you, Kellen. He's also a 4-year golfer. Our last senior, Grant Weiler. He's also a 4-year golfer for the team. We like to call him GART, or G-Money. Has been on the team for 4 years as well. Grant has made all districts his senior year. Grant always had an even keel attitude. Oh yeah, Coach Selby has carrots for you, by the way.
Yes, it was a joke all season. He is very health conscious, and I would bribe the boys, that's why the seniors got Reese's. I bribed them with Reese's, and they one-putted or chipped in or something like that. And
he told Coach he was being healthy, so we needed carrots.
Yes.
So we got carrots. Very average 47 on 9 holes and average 95 on 18. He was extremely consistent. He was one I could always count on being in the low 90s. He didn't quite break out in the 90s into the 80s, but he was extremely close. His strength this season was his approach shots from being 100 out and his putting. Grant placed 7th overall at districts to secure a spot for the state tournament, where he shot a 99, 98 respectively. And this was his 2nd year in a row making state. Grant has made much progress from his freshman year and has continued to impress us coaches with his resilience and never giving up. So thank you, Grant. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about each one, and we're going to go to awards. And I would like to say, too, this was our first year in a long time we made state as a team, which is a big deal. There's only 2 teams that get out from districts to go to state. So good job to the top 5 on making that as a team, so thank you guys. Our first award is the Spirit of the Game Award. Ben Hogan once said, and I steal this from Coach McDaniel, your name is the most important thing you own. Don't ever do anything to disgrace or cheapen it. This award goes to the individual who embodies this quote in the spirit of the game of golf. This person has great integrity, work ethic, great manners, and etiquette, as well as deep love for passion of the game of golf. His attitude and demeanor remained the same on the golf course despite how his round was going. Not only that, he lifted up his competitors or his teammates when he was having a bad round. He was extremely respected to his coaches. For this award, it goes to senior Kellen Hogemiller. Next award I want to present is the most improved. This golfer improved his 9-hole average from a 53 down to a 49 as the season progressed. The most improved player is Jaden Reinhardt. My last award goes out to the most valuable player or golfer award. This award goes to the golfer who has the lowest tournament average matches. This golfer has also improved their game significantly throughout the year and has put an outstanding amount of extra time on the golf course. He would stay after almost every day to show, or every day to practice. He was always the first one on that putting green every day. He medaled and placed several times this season, becoming all-conference and all-district, and just missing the cut of all-state. The 2022 Boys Golf MVP is Gavin Hook. Before I let you boys sit down, again, this was our first year we've got to make state as a team in quite some time, and you've done outstanding things. It has been an honor to be your coach this year. As for the seniors, you were the first freshman group. I came in as an assistant coach for Coach McDaniel that have been all the way through. You boys are a true example of teammates. Thank you for all the past 4 years. Our underclassmen will have some shoes to fill, so thank you, seniors, as well.
All right, great job, golf team. Exciting season for those boys. A lot of success. Which brings us to our final team, last but not least, our boys golf team. We're going to have both of you guys chit chat. I'm sorry, boys track. That's right. Already did it. Both of you guys done? No, honey guys.
I'll talk about miniature golf.
No miniature golf here yet. So boys track, sounds like Coach Sample's going to do the talking for boys track, and we're going to turn it over to him at this time so he can enlighten us on his season.
Like Ryan said, I'm a huge fan of speaking in front of people, so this should go well. First, I'd like to thank the parents. Luckily, Coach Hook got all the crying out of the way, so I won't be doing any of that. But thanks to the parents, thanks to anyone who helped our meets happen. She named a bunch of people, just like what she said. Dr. Etherton, she made all our food for us. I know that's a hassle. We appreciate her. The bus drivers, our managers, our athletes, any of the parents who work in concession stands, thank you. And Jordan and Sandy, thanks for the meal. It was great. And Mike Boyd, sorry. Thanks for covering track for us this year. First, I will call up our JV track athletes. All right. We're good. Our first athlete joined us late in the year. He only got a handful of races in under his belt. He competed very well. I'm excited to see what he does in his future. He's playing freshman, Keaton Heflin. Kyle Blake. Kyle's a thrower for us. Shay Coleman. Trey Bloom. runner. And all 4 of these guys so far are only freshmen, so they got bright futures ahead of them. Jeremiah. Charlie. You know Charlie? Bennett. Drew. I think I saw Drew, right? Drew's here. Colin Haynes. Colin was a thrower, sprinter, whatever we asked, he would do it. He was super interested in breaking away from throws to do some extra stuff. Kayla McBride. I was calling him our mini Swiss Army knife. He did it all as well through disc, ran, relays. And all of these guys are freshmen. I think I said that already. I'll say it again. They all worked hard. They were all great for us. They did anything we asked with little complaints. And now we have our managers, Josh Lawson. Micah Majay. These. Without good managers, I tell you what, it would be hard to get through a practice or a meet. They do a lot for us. They're essentially coaches themselves. They do more work than I do, probably. All right, so let's move on to the varsity athletes. Paul. This is Paul's first year in throwing track and field for us. He is got this very caring personality. I'm glad he came out his senior year. Devin Fly. He was a sprinter, a hurdler, a jumper. He's pretty much in, and we wanted to put him in. He was going to do it. Jacob Schweiger. Jacob Schweiger is a freshman. He worked hard. He is a thrower / 4x1 runner / banana eater. I think the kid ran 13 seconds in the 100.
Yeah.
And I think he ate a banana in 2 bites. Nope. Nathan Johnson. Nathan was also a thrower. He was a sophomore. Dalton McBride. Dalton was a thrower / sprinter for us. He was in a handful of relays throughout our year. Justin Schmidt. There seems to be a common theme with all our throwers. They run for us as well. Justin is also a thrower / runner. He was in a handful of relays throughout the year. Aiden Trollinger. Aiden Trollinger is a junior. He started off as a sprinter, more mid-distance. I don't throw him in that distance category quite yet. But he was part of that 4x8 team that qualified for sectionals. He took to the mid-distance real well. Ended up running pretty fast for us. Caden Fly. Caden Fly as a junior, he showed a lot of potential in a lot of different events. He also ran on that 4x8 team. He did high jump, he ran the 100, a couple other relays. He basically did it all as well. Ethan Ogden. Ethan is a senior. I think he likes to try to be the funny guy at all times. I'm not so sure he succeeds every time. He did some high jump for us. He was a 300 hurdler. He pole vaulted. He jumped 12 foot this year. Ashton Irwin. Ashton Irwin would be what I would like to call a free spirit. He's a senior. He did some sprints for us, handful of relays. He ran the 100, he ran 12 seconds, 12.24 seconds in the 100. He pole vaulted 11.6. And he's going to jump at MAC, I think, next year, right? So good luck to him. Corey Simmons. Corey Simmons is a distance kid turned sprinter. And for only 2 years under his belt, he did it well, honestly. I'm not trying to diss you, it surprised us. It was a good surprise, though. He ran 11.61 in the 100 and 23.27 in the 2. Mason Gett. Mason's a senior. He's a distance runner. He ran the 2 mile and the mile. He ran a 10:33 at the 2 mile. He ran a 4:59 in the mile. And I don't think there are enough nice things I could say about Mason. He's always the last kid to leave practice. He's always the last kid to leave every meet. He's picking everything up. He's cleaning everything up. He's carrying something, and there's never not a smile on the kid's face. He's a great senior for us. Nathan St. Clair. I don't know how to describe what Nathan's run looks like, but have you ever seen a snake slither in the grass? But he does it well. He does it well. He qualified for state and multiple times, so I'm not going to knock it. He's very good. He is a 2 miler for us. He ran a 10:08 for a PR, and in the mile he ran a 4:38. And I also looked, he was a triple jumper and a long jumper at some point in his career. Yeah. Levi Wiggins. I'll tell you what, watching Levi race is a good time. If you put anybody in front of him for him to chase down, I think he's going to break a world record doing it. He works hard. He's tough. I've seen him puke a handful of times this year. It's great. Levi ran the 8 for us. He was in the 4x4, the 4x8. I think his fastest 8 was a 2:07, but back to the point of chasing somebody, I think his split in the 8 was a 2:03. Somebody managed to run 4.7 faster in a relay. And he also was a pole vaulter for us. Levi is a senior. Ooh, I forgot to, I'm going to run it back real quick. Back to Levi. Mason is continuing his track career at Maryville. Good luck to you in that. Nathan is going to MAC. Good luck for you there. And Levi is also going to MAC. Good luck to Levi at MAC. Yeah. Austin McBride. This would be the big name an event, I think Austin did it. He could be a heptathlete if he wanted to be. He pole vaulted. He ran the 200. I probably could have put him in a 4. He would have complained about it a bit. But I did a freshman year. See, there you go. He throws disc. do shot, I'm sure. I don't know why you didn't do jab. Austin. And then I just want to take a second to recognize our sectional qualifiers. Ashton in the pole vault, Austin in disc, Levi in the 4x8, Nathan in the 4x8 and the 1600 meter run, Mason in the 4x8, and Aiden in the 4x8. And then our state qualifiers. Our state qualifiers this year, we're leaving tomorrow morning, so hopefully we all run well and compete. Levi in the 4x8, Nathan in the 4x8, Mason in the 4x8, Caden in the 4x8, and Austin in disc. And I believe, as I've gone through my notes that I made here, that's all I had to say. Thanks for everybody for coming. Oh!
I am roasting you tomorrow.
Alright, so the boys' awards. The first award we have is Outstanding Sprinter Hurdler, and from left field, Distance Runner Made Sprinter, Corey Simmons. It should have been Schweigert, my bad, but Corey edged him out. And Corey also qualified for districts. I don't think I said his name. And sections, that's what I meant. In the 200. Way to meet Corey. Outstanding distance runner. It could be no other than the snake himself, David St. Clair. Hey, they want to see you run real quick, Nathan? Just tune in at state. Outstanding relay runner. Once again, somebody has a 4-second PR just from putting them in a relay. I don't get how it works. But Levi, we win. Most improved. Luckily, it's not most. Please show up because he's not here. Nathan Johnson. He threw an 11-meter PR in disc, which is a lot in feet.
It's like 33.
Hustle award. Once again, you never not see a smile on his face. Last kid to leave. First one to be there to help you out. Works his tail off, Mason gets. Outstanding field event. The Swiss Army knife himself, Austin McBride. And then the outstanding track athlete. This one was tough. We have 2 athletes who've been to state multiple times. Great kids. It was tough to break it up, so we gave outstanding track athletes to Austin McBride and Nathan St. Clair. That's it.
The smooth sounds of Corey samples, ladies and gentlemen. All right, just a few things before we take off here, folks. We're going to do our 50-50 drawing. We'll do our banner drawing, and then we've been auctioning off a quilt since the beginning of the school year, and we're drawing the winner tonight. So you don't have to be present to win that. Hopefully, if you put in for it, then you'll win tonight. But again, it's not one of those where you have to be here to win. People have been buying this raffle all year long. Okay, before we draw those things though, if you were an award winner tonight, so if you got a medal or a plaque tonight, or if you were, if you're a state qualifier in either golf or track, and Mike Boyd, do you want sectional too? Okay, so sectional qualifiers as well for track. So if you're a sectional qualifier, state qualifier, or you got a medal or a plaque tonight, stick around. Mr. Boyd will take your picture out in front of the small trophy case right out here for the Herald. So don't take off if you're one of those people. Okay, without any further ado, let's do the 50-50 first. I believe it was for $53 tonight. If you're the winner, if you got the winning ticket, bring it up here with you. And the winner is... This is always the hardest part for me because this gets harder to read every year. I think I got it. Just take me a minute. Thank you, though. 836-268. 836-268. All right, somebody shy out there. If you won, come on up and afterward we'll get you your $53. 836-268.
You read it wrong.
Read that, Ryan. Read it loud for everybody.
836-268.
Boom. Did you get it? You think? All right, you look confused there. Okay, well, thank you very much. You donated it back. Thank you. Thank you, Jackie. All right, boys track banner. If I draw your name, grab it on your way out. If I don't draw your name, don't grab it on your way out. Ethan, Ogden. Golf banner. There's only like 2 in here. Come on, Paul. Grant Weiler. Girls track banner. There's a lot in here. Olivia Klump. And a nice, beautiful quilt out there laying on the table. If you want to grant it, the Loyal and True quilt, created by Dr. Atkinson's class. The winner is Lisa Burr. Lisa here. Congratulations, Lisa. Folks, thank you very much for coming. Good luck to our track athletes on Friday and Saturday. Have a good evening.